with your old colleague or friends? Like what kind of way you use? Maybe you call on phone or you use any social media or...
What, with all my friends in general?
Yeah.
When I see... I'm most likely to see my friends by arranging to go for a drink with them.
Okay.
Or actually I also go to football matches. That's one of the things I do. That involves having a drink as well.
Yes.
So that's how I tend to see people. That's if I'm not with my wife. I mean, I'm talking about my male friends, you know. I usually see them in a pub. Yeah. I don't really use social media.
So you don't have Facebook or
No.
other social media?
No, but I mean, I arrange, you know, sometimes just email people. I just use email really to arrange things, you know. I don't chat on social media or anything, or even on email. I don't have an email conversation with anybody. It's just to make arrangements or whatever, you know.
So like, if you want to go to a football game with a friend,
just say, this is where we're meeting, you know, what time. You know,
okay, so you use email or you call them by phone?
Well, with football, actually, it's more likely to be email, in fact, yeah. It's commonly email, probably more common, in fact, to do email, yeah. Or sometimes text. Sometimes text. I don't tend to do it, but sometimes I get a text from somebody who will say, do you want to go for a drink? Yeah.
Say, like, how often do you participate in social activity? Like in a week, how many?
A week.
Yeah.
Probably twice a week. Twice a week I meet up with friends or whatever. Yeah. Not that often.
Okay, this question might be a little bit weird, but if you have you have no limits of time or money, what do you want to do for the rest of your life?
If I had no limit of time or money?
Yeah.
I'm sure I will do something different to what I'm doing now, but at the moment I don't particularly have any
plan.
I don't really want to change things drastically at the moment. But things will change in my life because, you know, my wife will stop working. She's working. When she stops working, we'd both be at home. We might move or whatever, but I don't particularly have any great ambitions to change everything.
So you don't plan in the next 10 years I want to go to a certain place or
go travelling or something like that. I haven't. I mean, I might do that, or me and my wife might do that. I suppose we might go travelling. We might go somewhere, but we haven't got any immediate. We haven't been talking about it recently, so. But we go on holiday, you know. But we don't really go anywhere spectacular. Just. We're going to Spain actually after Easter.
Just you and your wife.
Yeah. But just for a week. It's not. You can't call that travelling. It's just a holiday, you know. But as I say, my sister lives in America, so I've been over there. I don't really like America. So,
Because why you don't like?
I suppose basically it's too big is what it comes down to. But I don't, and that because it's too big, that's why they drive everywhere, and you get those sprawling suburbs.
Oh.
And I just find the whole thing inhuman. Everybody's in their car. I went there last 2 Decembers ago, not last December, but December before. I was there in the winter. It's freezing cold in Minneapolis. It was minus 20.
Minus 20?
Yeah, and now that was during the day. Minus 20.
Wow.
And I went around on a bike, and there was no people. There's no people there. Don't go outside. It drives me mad. I don't like it.
Yeah, it's too big.
Yeah, it's because it's too big. They're all miles from their neighbour.
Yeah.
Even in what they call the city, you know, it's just a house, and then the next house is about, I don't know, 400 yards away. I don't like it. It's horrible.
Yeah, like,
but anyway.
Like in London, your neighbour is just next door.
Well, it is where I live now, yeah.
Everybody's
together, aren't they?
Yeah.
Although some of England is the same. But when you go further out of London. But even so, it's not nearly as bad as America. America's, obviously we haven't got the space to do it. We're all packed in. But in America, they just use all that space. They've got all the space, and they just fill it with a load of rubbish. I don't like it. Anyway, that's not...
I haven't been to America before, but what I heard from people is the same as you said. That
you've heard the same thing.
Yeah, everything is big and
I think obviously it's a big country. There's things. Obviously, New York is different. New York, and I've heard that San Francisco's more like a European city, and Boston. But anyway, it's also got some very nice countryside. It's got all the national parks, Yosemite Park, all these Grand Canyon, all these sort of things, which I haven't really explored that side of it. But because my sister just lives in the suburbs of Minneapolis, so that's where I've been. Anyway, as I say, I don't like it.
Okay, maybe the two last questions.
Right.
Okay. What's the best thing about maybe I don't call it retirement, just this amount of time you have now?
The best thing, I suppose, is just that you can do what you want. You know, you're not. Obviously you can get bored, but at least you can just walk outside. You can just go and do something different anytime you want. So that's probably the best thing. If you're working, even if you're working in something that's not very taxing, your time is not your own. You've still got to be sitting there. You've got to be seen to be doing your job. I mean, a lot of the time I spent, especially in the later years, I didn't really have much to do in my job. But I just used to, obviously I had to still sit there and make it look like I'm doing something. And it's silly really. Yeah. And then, and you can't just sort of go off and do something else. You can't say, oh, I'm getting fed up with this, I'll go off and do something else. But, when you're retired or whatever you want to call it, you can just go and do what you want to some extent. Yeah.
I think the last question, maybe I asked you before, did you plan for your retirement? No.
Did I plan?
Yeah, did you plan before?
No. What you mean when I was younger, thinking about pensions, that sort of thing? I didn't really plan. No, I didn't think about it. But I was lucky because it's just because of my age. Most of the companies, like banks, big employers, when I started in the computing industry and finance, we had final salary pensions